It's not even been 2 months since the Parkland shooting, and already we're facing serious new questions in our schools. In Southeast Michigan alone, authorities say they've gotten more than 100 false threats since the Marjory Stoneman Douglas shooting. And in many cases, the underage kids who make these threats, they do face fines. As you know, they do face prison or sometimes even both. So this got us talking. And before we discuss, DBL Nation, we want you to chime in. Should minors face jail time for making false threats? Head to dailyblastlive.com now and give us your take. Aaron, you are within the legal system.
Yes.
You're an attorney. What do you think should happen to these teenagers?
I think since our Parkland shooting, we've seen, it was very recently, we've seen a huge uptick in prosecutions because of this. I think it was a real wake-up call. Several states, Texas, Georgia, are prosecuting kids. It depends on the age of the child, usually. If they're 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 making threats, the same thing is going to happen if they're 16, 17, 18. They are facing jail time as adults. I think it's depending upon the nature of the threats that they're making. But honestly, kids under the age of 18 are facing serious jail time for making threats.
Do you think that kids should face jail time for making threats, Jeff?
I don't, you know, it's so up in the air because they are children, so you don't know if there's any meaning behind these threats, you know? So it's you know, instead of the children, I know we're talking about the children, but we have to look at their parents. What are their parents letting them do?
Yep.
Why are they making these threats? What's wrong with their parents that their kids are acting out in this particular fashion? We need to stop, like, what should we blame the kids and start punishing them? We need to look at their parents. If you're not a good parent, whether you're one parent or two-parent household or whatever you are, they have to step up. It's not the kids who need to step up. We as an adults need to step up. That's what I think.
Well, yeah, but I think that's easy to say, but I think there are a lot of parents that work hard, and just sometimes there are bad eggs. We have to be honest about that, and we can have a pie in the sky discussion. Like, all these kids can be saved.
Some kids can. How old is your oldest? 12. So if this were a situation where your oldest did this, would you feel that you should be able to, or take the brunt of the responsibility as the adult? Would you?
It depends on what her upbringing has been. If she had mental issues from, usually this starts early.
Right.
We see it exacerbated during puberty, and that these things don't usually just come out of nowhere.
But we are talking pie in the sky, as you said, because parents aren't getting prosecuted for the crimes of their children. That's not how American society works.
But what I'm going to say, if you see your kid, God forbid, lighting some animal on fire or something.
That's a sign of
okay, I don't mean to get that descriptive.
Okay.
But as a parent, you need to turn your kid in or give him mental health.
Yes. If parents aren't going to jail for the crimes,
but we're not talking about if,
we're not talking about
if they should. We're talking about if they don't. What should the penalty be?
Well,
there isn't going to be one.
I'm sorry, Sammy. Go ahead.
No. I have a real strong opinion that I do not think that teens, of course, some like Nicholas Cruz that are freaking torturing animals, that's a different situation, but I don't think that jail is the answer. Do I think they need consequences? 1,000%. I have a problem with them having this self-fulfilling prophecy if they go into the system early, that they're going to continue to be in that system, and that stigma is going to follow them, and they're never going to have, as Erica Cobb would say, that comeback. That's going to be tough.
What consequences? Like you said, you believe in consequences, and
I think treatment, rehabilitation, and I know that some jails, some juvies have strong rehabilitation methodologies, but the fact of the matter is the majority of them don't. So maybe we implement rehab inside schools.
Sammy, I'm sorry. Who's going to pay for that? Because we just took away $250 tax credit so our teachers could buy erasers for their classrooms.
Then why don't we?
But every time we start talking about options, everybody's like, "That's a great idea. Yeah. We should try that." But as soon as somebody says, "Hey, your tax is going to go up," hey, don't pay our teachers.
Important.
Get a new job.
So we're losing our children
I completely agree.
Shootings.
People don't want to pay for it, Sam.
Well, then why don't we take less money from wars in other countries, because we're having our own war here in this country, and we start funding proper rehabilitation systems so that we can create a better family life and better options for our children.
Tell them. Yeah, I completely agree.
So sad. It's so upsetting to me.